How you doing, curious? Are you anxious about the premiere of the new show, Selena the Series? Because we're excited. I mean, let's be honest, Selena was and will be a legend that represented the Latino community, and it seems that she will return to life through the portrayal by Christian Serratos, since she will be the one to play the singer. But it is not the first time that a production was done about this legendary artist. Do you remember the movie that Jennifer Lopez had starred in? Did you also know that it was the movie that had led Jen to find her own voice? Could it be that for Christian it will springboard her career as it has done for Lopez? The series has not yet been released yet, and it's already in high demand from people to know more about who will be the main star. Here, we will tell you everything about the life of Christian Serratos, the actress who will play the queen of Tex-Mex music, and be ready for this video to give you goosebumps. But before we continue, don't forget to hit the bell and the subscription button so you stay up to date with all of our videos. For the younger generation that is watching this and might not know who Selena was, well, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Selena Quintanilla Perez was a singer, composer, model, actress, and even a fashion designer. She was known as nothing less than the queen of Tejano music and the queen of Latin music. Her songs became so popular that in the 90s, when she was in her 20s, she was already considered the Madonna of the Texan. And not only because her original way of dressing, but it was also because of how famous she had become. And in addition, like Rihanna today with her cosmetic line Fenty, back in the 90s, Selena had already collaborated with MAC Cosmetics and made that collection the most sold in the history of the makeup industry at that moment. Although it was at the age of 20 that she became really famous, but when she was only 10 years old, Selena already had made her own band called Selena y los Dinos, in which her older siblings, Abraham Quintanilla III and Suzette, were also a part of. The star had several difficulties because she wanted to make her way into the terrain dominated mostly by men, and she was criticized a lot, but that wasn't going to stop her, and it was very clear what she wanted to do. And after being very persistent in her fight, in 1987 she won an award for the Female Vocalist of the Year in Tejano music, and in doing so adequately, she began to silence all those naysayers. That same award she would win 9 years in a row. So she signed with EMI Latin, and in 1989 released her debut album called Selena, and well, the rest is history. That same year, Chris Perez became the new guitarist of Selena y los Dios, and he began to fall in love with the singer. They confessed their love for one another in a pizzeria, and Chris even left his girlfriend who was waiting for him in San Antonio. Thus, Selena would begin to hide her love for Chris from her father, but leaving aside this great love who would later become her husband, she had continued to cultivate hits and albums. In 1990, she released Ven Conmigo, and with the album, she had 3 great hits, Ya Ves, La Tracalera, and Baila Esta Cumbia. With the last one, she began to gain popularity in Mexico. Success and more success had made it so that in 1991, Selena had her own fan club, and with it came the president of it, Yolanda Saldivar. And unfortunately, this would be the beginning of the end. Yolanda got very close to Selena and began to cultivate a friendship, as well as a working relationship. Although Selena's father didn't agree with the fan club president being so close to her either, the singer didn't listen to him. He no longer trusted her judgment in deciding who would be close to her and who could not. However, on this occasion, Abraham was right. Yolanda would speak ill of Selena every opportunity she had and would behave a little strangely. And in short, her friend and business partner would be the one to take the singer's life. Of course, this is only a summary because the whole story is much more complex and way more sadder than that. But changing the subject just a little bit, in 1997, barely 2 years after Selena's death, Jennifer Lopez would put herself in the singer's shoes to portray her. Selena, the movie, grossed over $35 million in the United States, and as you can imagine at the time, it was a lot of money. It could be that because of how successful it was and that every time the movie was repeated on TV channels and people watched it without thinking, so Netflix thought of making Selena the series. But we'll get there in a moment. One thing is certain, and that is that Selena the movie changed Jennifer Lopez's life forever and became the first Latino actress to win $1 million for a movie role. Jennifer said it was a Latino movie starring a Latino girl playing a Latino singer and with a Latino director, so as she said herself, the role had to be mine. And so it was that. Jennifer received a nomination for Best Actress at the Golden Globes, but sadly she didn't win it. But those are just some of the fun little facts. The point is that Jennifer is very grateful to Selena because it it was from that moment on that Hollywood began to develop more stories in its films centered on Latino characters, and the person in the movie meant so much to the singer that during one of the tours last year, she paid tribute to the singer by singing one of her songs. But this is neither the first nor the last time that she will perform the songs of this iconic singer, and as she says, it was after she performed it that she found her voice and her true passion for music. Very recently, when the 25th anniversary of Selena's passing was being commemorated, the American actress and singer with Latin roots posted on her Instagram, on which she had 133 million followers, a heartfelt tribute to the singer. She said, "Selena was such an inspiration to me, and I was so lucky to be chosen to play her. As an artist, this movie truly was an experience that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life." Curious, did you know how important the role was to the singer? And what about Christian Serratos? Well, she will be the one to portray Selena in her biographical series, and do you think she'll be able to fill those shoes? And it is for this reason that she has felt great pressure, so much that on one of the breaks that she took on set, she admitted, "I felt so much pressure to be and bring Selena back to the screen." Christian knew how important her role was and how important it is to her fans and to Selena's family, so the actress worked very hard to try and bring out the best in her character. So she started working with a dialect coach to get the best accent from Texas, where the singer was born, and on the other hand, she got a singing teacher who helped her emulate Quintanilla's incredible voice. And the actress said that she had never felt so much responsibility and wanted to use all of her resources to prepare herself as best as possible for such a role, and she did all that before she got the part. But just as a reminder, Curious, this woman did not appear in the middle of the night. The actress played Susie Crabgrass in a Nickelodeon series called Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, which had 3 seasons. She also played Angela Weber and thus appeared in all of the Twilight films, playing Bella's friend. By the way, speaking of Bella, or more specifically Kristen Stewart, we've got a video about her, to which the link is displayed above. Christian also played Rosita Espinosa in The Walking Dead. She first appeared in the 4th season, and in the 5th, she was more frequent in her appearances, and since the 7th, she's already part of the main cast. Although it is one of the few roles in which she will not have anything to do with vampires or zombies, she has been preparing herself a lot and hopes that Selena's fans will judge the series as a faithful portrait of her life and career. Are you now looking forward to the series premiere on December 4th? Christian is also looking for inspiration from Selena and how she chose what she wanted to do as a child and fought for it until she got it. Do you think that for the actress it means what it meant to Jennifer, that is, the beginning of the peak of her career? For the new star, playing a music icon like Selena is a dream come true, and in an interview with MTV News in 2015, she said that her greatest wish was for her career was to one day play a famous Latin artist, and boy, did she get her wish. Although it is not the first series about the Queen of Tex-Mex, in 2018, El Secreto de Selena was released, in which Selena played by Maya Zapata. However, this series has not been authorized by Abraham, Selena's father, and her sister Suzette. For this reason, in that program they could not use any of the singer's original songs either, and that's why there were covers that the singer had made during her career were used. On this occasion, however, the Quintanilla family did give the go-ahead, and both the father and sister were the executive producers of the Netflix series. In fact, it was Abraham himself that chose Serratos to play his daughter. And this series has not yet been released, but it's already in the eye of the storm. It turns out that the producer of the singer of Como la Flor, Moctezuma Esparza, appeared to sue the streaming platform, Abraham Quintanilla and Suzette, for the next premiere of the series. It seems that in 1995, when the young star's life was ended, the father and the sister had signed a contract granting the rights of her life. Apparently, Moctezuma's lawsuit would be for a sum in excess of $1 million. According to documents obtained by TMZ, the contract granting rights to Esparza included a film and a series. So Curious, did you know about Selena's life? Have you seen the movie with Jennifer Lopez? Are you eager to see Christian play the singer? What is your favorite Selena song? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.